Guys, do not watch Terrifier 3. I walked out after 20 minutes.
It's not Terrifier 3 and I'm terrified. Oh my god.
I'm about to go see Terrifier 3, and if this shit don't hold up to the hype, we gonna have a problem.
What's up, Screen Hawks? So in today's video, we're going to be going over Terrifier 3. Guys, I just seen it last night with my girl, and it was good. It was good. I definitely enjoyed the video. So we are going to be talking about, I guess, the whole movie. So before we even get to like any type of spoilers or anything like that, do I recommend this movie? I do recommend this movie if you are a fan of the Terrifier series, or if you're a fan of like a lot of gore. Then I definitely recommend seeing this. If you are intrigued to possibly getting to the Terrifier universe, I say, hey, yeah, go ahead and watch this movie and then, experience that, with a whole crowd of people in a theater, and then go back home and then watch 1 and 2 at nighttime. And then something that I still got to do, I still got to finish up All Hallows Eve. And this is where the clown or art is, I believe, originally owned. And that's kind of scary too, and a lot of gore and all that too. But yeah, I definitely recommend it for those people. Now, if you're queasy and you got kids, no. If you got kids, probably not. Like they're like young. Yeah, not maybe even like low teens. I probably would avoid it. And definitely not parent friendly family movie like that. And if you're more of like traditional horror, then this is probably not your movie. But if you like the gore or you're a fan of Terrifier already, I say go ahead and watch it. So now we'll just be talking about the movie in general, maybe going over some spoilers parts, maybe some not. And yeah, we'll be going over other people's reactions to this movie, and I'll be sharing my thoughts to me watching this movie. So yeah, let's go ahead and start out with this first one here.
I watched the Terrifier 3 early, but is it really that scary? Bear in mind, the Terrifier 3 has already been banned in some countries, and apparently 9 people walked out during the brutal opening scene and someone was being sick. I was in the movie theater for this. I don't actually remember that happening, but I could be wrong. The Terrifier 3 has some of the goriest, most brutal, bloody scenes I have ever seen in any movie ever, even more so than the second film. There is a scene in this movie that I think tops the most brutal scene from the second film. However, I will say that brutal opening scene, I really don't think is that bad, but I don't want to give spoilers away right now. I like that this film was set at Christmas, and that's it. Besides some creative kills, this film is really, really boring. I'm just going to be honest, it sucked. It sucked. I hated it. The plot is incredibly dull, incredibly boring. It gets taken way too far so quickly. And shock factor doesn't work when the whole film is shock factor. When I am listening to a screaming track sound effect for 2 hours straight, I don't want to be there anymore. All I could hear was just chainsaw and scream. That's it. Nothing else. Whilst, yes, I'll give you it. It is incredibly gory, but it is so fake that it just doesn't really affect me whatsoever. If you're the kind of person that loves slashers and loves a gory horror, this will absolutely be right up your alley. I'm not that kind of person. This is not my kind of film. I liked the first 5 minutes, and then after that, it became an uphill battle trying to even remotely stay invested whatsoever. But yeah, all the people that are like, oh my god, I love gore, I love violence, I'm so different, and I'm so crazy, they will love this film. You guys are going to eat it up. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Okay. So I agree with maybe like a little bit, but like not that much on his review. But again, like, everybody got different taste. Like I'm coming into Terrifier already knowing Terrifier 1, Terrifier 2. Seems like he coming into this thing is going to be something completely different. Is not lore wise. I will say it does have a bit more, I guess, lore in it, because we got art right here, and then we got the girl from the first movie who's like burnt and has like one eye. Her face is like all like mutilated, and she has like one eye. She's back on there, and she is trying to take the body Sienna in the movie, and you'll see that like close to the end. So there's kind of like some more lore there. She looks like after she dies and like she melts, they go down like, I guess, hell. That other girl, and it's like this young girl too, that's like, I think Sienna's like cousin or something along those lines, and she ends up falling. So it looks like Terrifier 4 may end up being like in hell, or they may be visiting hell so they can save the little girl. So I mean, like, there is more lore, I guess, on this one compared to like the first one, and it's like a continuation, surprisingly. But again, you're not really going to Terrifier just to see like the best plot in the world. I mean, usually most horror movies, most horror flicks don't really have really good stories, especially after the first one. The second, third, fourth one are usually just generic. So I'm gonna just letting you guys know that up front. Secondly, he talks about people like leaving the theater. I don't remember anybody leaving the theater that we were in. But when we were at the bar at Studio Movie Grill, actually, the bartender, she told us that she, well, one of the earlier showings, I think like 2 or 3 people left and like one person threw up. So like, yeah, I think some people come into this not knowing or just not having any familiarity with like, Terrifier and whatnot. So again, if you've seen Terrifier 1, Terrifier 2, then you can already like kind of know there'll be some craziness, but you'll be prepared for it. But yeah, if you're coming in like blind, I could see how this can definitely be, shocking at some points. And lastly, too, I just want to talk about the sound effects on this was great. He said he liked the first 5 minutes. The first 5 minutes were good, but they weren't yeah, they were good. I'm not gonna lie. Like the first 5 minutes were good, but there was some really good kills throughout the movie. But the first, like the sound effects that you hear throughout this felt good. Like if I played the sound effects and then I had if I put the sound effects but then like show you what was happening, I can just imagine how your mind will like race with thoughts of like, oh wow, like how are they dying? Like the brutality of the sounds are very powerful on this movie. So great job on that. And it reminded me of another movie called Civil War. The sound of the bullets sounded so good because it sounded real. Like it sounded like these bullets can kill you. A lot of movies, these guns don't be selling like anything really like impactful. And that's one of the reasons I really like Civil War. It felt like if that bullet hits you, it's going to hurt. And it felt like on this movie, if it hits you with a hammer or hits you with a machete, hits you with anything, you are going to feel it and it's going to hurt. So that's one thing I liked about this a lot, the sounds. Oh, look at this, guys. We got the sounds. Let's go ahead and play some of the sounds on our next video real quick. And you can just hear. Again, it won't sound as good as you've seen see it in theaters, but here it goes. So guys, yeah, you guys can see their emotions and you say you couldn't see what was going on. But I believe this was the first 5 minutes of the movie. And yeah, like you hear it. Like it sounds good. Like, man, like this is one of the reasons I really like about the movie theaters, especially when it kind of like packed like this. Like some movies I don't like packed. I like to be by myself or have room. But like movies like this is good to have everybody else kind of talking and laughing and like, like hearing everybody's like saying, oh, whoa, like the different parts. Like if it feels like you really there. Like, it's just like it's a difference versus you just watching at the house. And again, I only seen Terrifier 1 and 2 at the house. I don't even think they came out in theaters. I seen Terrifier 1 and 2. I want to say earlier this year or like late last year. So yeah, it was great to be able to see this in theaters, and hopefully Terrifier 4 can be in theaters as well, so everybody can see that together and just being shocked at the different points. But yeah, the sound effects.
This is us before watching Terrifier 3. Let's go! Excited! Woo! Woo!
Okay, they were being funny on this, but I could see some people coming out of the movie feeling like that when me and my girl came out. We were kind of still hype, It was like, again, the atmosphere in the theater was like very good, and it felt like coming out, you felt good, and it was like still shocking, but it felt good. So yeah, we were still talking, had the music coming, and kind of just talking about the movie for a while. But yeah, I could see some people coming out the movie like this, especially if you haven't seen no Terrifier. I could definitely see you coming out feeling like, oh wow, like you excited at first, and you come out like, oh wow, I can't watch another movie, for about 5-6 years from now. Okay, so yeah, I had to show you this part because he keeps Art, the clown, he keeps slapping her. Like that whole time at the end when she was tied up in the chair, he just kept hitting. He just kept messing with her the whole time. It was so funny, like the sound effects, and everybody started laughing after like the third time. But yeah, he was a menace. He just kept slapping her. He was mad that he, got his head sliced off on part 2. So he was like, you know what? I'm going to mess with you as much as I can. But yeah, I thought that was so funny. I can see them acting, and then like the actor for art, just start ad-libbing, or I guess the terminology you would call ad-libbing if you're not talking, but you're like doing extra stuff, hitting people and stuff that wasn't in the script. I'm gonna call it ad-libbing still, but it could be something completely different. But like I could see that not even being in the script. And he's like, you know what, and I'm gonna still slap you. Like I'm gonna keep slapping you throughout the whole scene. And then the director was like, okay, you know what, we'll just keep it. Just keep it going. Just keep it going. But I can see that not being in the script, and he just being funny and just really slapping, or not really slapping him, but really, going in to make it, make it sell, and make it funny, because art, the way he kills is so funny a lot of the times. And yeah, let's go ahead and watch this last one right here.
Okay, y'all. As we all know, the Terrifier 3 trailer dropped today, and y'all, it was brutal. And honestly, I'm so freaking excited for this movie to drop in theaters on October the 11th. But anyways, y'all, I thought this was so freaking funny. Like, I'm pretty sure these two are sitting on a train together. Like, honestly, imagine if you was on this train and you looked over, you just see them two staring at you. And also, I noticed that Art doesn't have his top hat on. Like, he looks so freaking weird without it. But anyways, what was the best part for the trailer for you guys? If you watched the trailer, that is. Like, honestly, I freaking loved this trailer. Like, it was so freaking brutal. Like I said before, clearly Art is not playing around this time. And what makes it worse, he has Vicky helping him out probably. But guys, also you can now get your tickets to Terrifier.
Okay, her name was Vicky. Okay, I completely forgot her name. But he made a good point about his head. Or I guess he looks so different. Art looks so different without the little head thing and the little hat. He does look so different. And my girl, she said his head looks so big. And I'm like, yeah, his head looks super huge, especially in the movie without his little hat thing he got on. So yeah, he has a big head, but maybe a skinny body. But yeah, Vicky right here, that's the one I was talking about, the one from the first movie. It was cool to see all the actors kind of coming back again. Well, not all the actors, but some of the actors like from the first one. And then, or I'm not sure if that's even the same actor, but the same like people from the first ones, and then the second one as well. It was good seeing that continuation. Definitely intrigued to see who's going to end up popping up on Terrifier 4, and if Art is going to have like another like accomplice. Also, too, I just want to briefly go over some of the kills, or I guess maybe like the most noteworthy kills. The one I guess I can remember a lot was like the shower scene. They were getting on the shower, and actually, you know what? We're going to do this live, or somewhat live. I'm going to see if I can just have that playing real quick. Let's see. Shower scene. Well, you know what? It may actually not be good to show this on YouTube. So anyway, they're in the shower, two of the people, and like they're getting it on, and then Art comes in there with like a chainsaw, and he's just going ham, and he messes up the girl a lot. But the way he messed up that dude, who was crazy, he puts the chainsaw up his butt, the chainsaw, and then he like flips him over and then goes, oh snap, he like cuts him in half the other way, going over his balls and everything. It's just the sound effects and seeing everything right there, which is crazy. But when he was up going through, it was just too funny, especially the way Art is just laughing, like, and doing, being very animated. It was funny. Also, too, the scene where he is with the kids, that's funny. And then I'm thinking like he's gonna have like a head in one of the gifts, but he had a bomb, and then the freaking bomb blows up and kills like everybody. But anyway, guys, if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. If you've seen Terrifier 3, let me know what your thoughts were in the comments. And if you haven't seen Terrifier 3, but you're interested in seeing it, let me know why, or let me know why you're not interested. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.